Hey, what's up, everybody? It looks like Bitcoin has gotten a bit of a pullback here. We were starting to come up, and then bam, we got taken out. So I think when we look at the 4-hour chart, we've been going up for the last 16, 20 hours, and then bam, got all taken out within less than 4 hours. So that's not really that good. It could still be a diagonal, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see that. Or we're going to come back down. So this is kind of like, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of a weird, yeah, it's a diagonal, and then we would get an A, come up for a B, and then come down for a C, somewhere down here at 52, 54K. So that's kind of where I think we're headed. If this was a flag out, we would have pumped, we would have known. But since it dumped hard, it came up in 3 and now it's dumping again. It's probably going to come a little bit lower and then pull back up for a 3-wave move and then continue down, back down over here, which means alts are probably going to get crushed again. Looking at just ADA, for example, I mean, we're still, technically holding this area. This could be a 1-2, but it doesn't seem like it is. I mean, I had to close some of my positions because I just did not like the way that came down very fast, right? That's the thing. Does it come down fast? Does it come down correctively, right? It started off looking like a nice wave here, right? We had, look at this, we had bullish divergence. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we just came down and dumped hard, right? Versus it doing something like this, where it kind of corrects back and forth like an ABC, kind of flag out a little bit, but no, it's just like a waterfall, right? So I'm expecting it to kind of bounce back up again and then continue down. I mean, that's just what it looks like to me based off the velocity of how fast this thing's going down. I mean, it's only the 5-minute chart, so it doesn't really matter, but what else could it be? Well, it could be a flat. So we have 5, 3, 5. That's an expanded flat. And now that's a 1. We get a 2 and we continue down. I mean, that's another way we can look at it, bearishly. In order for us to be bullish, it needs to prove itself. So it needs to essentially break that high, right? So, it could be that we're just simply getting a fast sort of liquidity grab, like maybe, look at that, we're back to the 618 retrace of that move, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 618 retrace, very fast, build a little bit of a base here and then just start rocking back to the upside. I mean, that's possible. And but we're just, it's not really so likely, based off, let's look at theta here, for example. I mean, look at theta, it just came right back to the low. So we had this 3-wave move up, we had this bullish divergence, which played out in this move here. We had a nice 3-wave move trade, and then bam, just right back down, right? So this tells me we're not finished yet. We're not finished yet. So what I would do is I would just extend this line out like that, and maybe, it's probably a little bit too steep, but you never know. So come up like this and then maybe finish out here and get some more. I probably wouldn't even imagine there being divergence here. Let's see if I go up to the 2-hour here. Yeah, we could get divergence. It's possible. But we're already kind of low on the RSI on the 2-hour chart. But really, we're still holding the backtest level, and that's one thing that we have to respect for theta. I mean, we're literally right there on the backtest level. So anywhere in this zone is doable. And again, like I said yesterday, this could be flagging out for a fourth wave. So we had 1, 2, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3, and then we pull back up for 4, and now this is wave 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my main idea. I think the bottom is in for this fifth wave. Right? So if we get that fifth wave, this could be an A, and then we come up in a B, and then maybe we kind of go into reaccumulation, or we get a C and do something like that, right? That would be kind of our best case scenario to explain this 5-wave move down, right? Because this move down is nice and corrective, what we want to see. This move down's impulsive, what we don't want to see. And that usually happens at the end of a third wave anyway. And usually the fourth waves usually end up being complex in some way. So, you can kind of count on some kind of double zigzag here, basically, before another pump to the upside. But we need support to fall in, or we need support to hold in, right? And if we fall through that, then we're going to come back up. We'll retest it as resistance, and that would be a good short to take. And I'll probably talk about that if we get something like that, maybe in the member video there. But, it seems, we could have a double bottom too, but it looks likely that it'd probably be a fifth wave. Theta fuel is not helpful. Yeah, so loop ring, you can kind of see it do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to see 5 waves here because it's an impulse, right? The first step is identifying if it's corrective or impulsive. And then we want to figure out, okay, if that's the case, then where are we in the wave count? What is the sequential, right? In this case, we had look at that. We had a 2-hour 9 sell. It called the top perfectly for Ethereum Classic. We came up here, boom, there's your 9. And now we came right down to the green dots. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking we get 5, and then what we want is to get some bullish divergence here on the higher time frame, or at least the 4-hour chart. So maybe something like that, where it kind of comes up, comes back down, we get that bullish divergence here, right? But it's different from yesterday, right? Yesterday we were looking at it on the 10-minute, 20-minute chart. This is looking at it on the 4-hour chart between 4th and the 5th. That's real divergence. Divergence on the very small time frames is kind of looking for a bounce, although it could lead into a reversal. But yeah, it's not looking good for Ethereum Classic right now, because we came right back to support. We couldn't even hold above the back test zone, right? So, we're probably coming down into a retracement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3-way pullback, get rejected, take a short, come down to a 618 retrace, and then that's where we reevaluate to see if we can keep moving forward here. So yeah, so right where that circle is right where the 618 is, 702. So that's kind of what I would anticipate, right? Because we had a big, look at this dump we had, We had a big dump to the downside. That's a pretty big dump. And then what did we do? We quickly came back up in 3, right? So a lot of times it comes back down in 3 to fill in those, kind of fill in the gaps a little bit there, right? Because, there's not a lot of trading volume here. It's kind of like straight down, straight back up. So sometimes it likes to fill in that volume profile before continuing to go higher. But nothing's really changed on the bigger time frames, right? The bigger time frames, we're still okay. We're still doing okay. So, for example, on XRP still fine, right? I mean, remember, XRP is doing exactly what we thought, which is, let me show you. Come on there. Okay, so we had this 3-wave. It looks really nice, right? We had this impulse, and then we had this 3-wave shape. So here's the bull market support band down here, right? So this could be 1, 2, 3. We're 4, flagging out for 4. Let's get 5. I think that's what we discussed yesterday. Is this could be finished. It could be a flat, or we could get one more wave down to be an expanded flat, back test the bull market support band, kind of build a base here, and then continue rolling in the right direction. So that's what I would imagine here for XRP. So for Theta, when we zoom out, we're still in this downtrend until proven otherwise, but we have the right amount of waves for it to be done, right? We have boom, 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 right? I guess you can say that this could, now if you want to look at it sort of bearishly, you could say this whole thing is a flat, but I don't like it as a flat because it's only 3. And I was going to say something like that. That's our 4th wave here. So 1, 2, 3, 4th wave flat, and then we get 5. And then go, right? But I don't really like that because the 4th wave is too big. The C wave doesn't look right. And more looks like a WXY. So I'm not really on board with that. But, it could very well be. But essentially, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you roll over for 7. And then you want to create some kind of diagonal or 5-wave shape, and then you want to flag out in here. So maybe that's what we're doing now, is instead of getting that 5th wave, we're just simply flagging out. But it needs to start, maybe come down a little bit more, come back up. It needs to do something like that. It needs to show itself. It needs to show correctiveness. So this impulse needs to finish and turn around, right? So it could be part of a bigger, this bigger correction here. So that's still my main idea there. So nothing's changed for Theta, except if we don't get that 5th wave, then I would just look at it as we're just going to flag out. But that can change if we start, breaking even lower. The other thing too would be coming down to about $1.07, between $1 and $1.10, just say, and getting down there, and 3, and then get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this whole thing becomes a bigger move like that, right? And then kind of flag out in here, and then get that fifth wave. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be basically a bigger diagonal pattern, more complex, right? And then get your ABC and then go, right? I mean, that would take a long time, but you know what? Let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, so something like that, where we basically kind of build a base in here. And what that would be, guys, is just a bigger version of what happened back over, come on, back over here. So, for example, you could see it, right? You could see this 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have the ABC, and that's where it started the run. So we're sort of right in that situation from a fractal perspective. So there you go. I got it, you know, side by side here, and we can really visualize. I mean, you can say we have you know, kind of like boom, 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 and then kind of this wave down here, right? It's kind of ugly and you can't really see it really good, but let me just do this. And I think this took the high, so I don't really like counting that as a 1, 2, but if we were, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, okay? And now you can kind of see, you know, this 5-wave move here, right? And then we had that 3-wave pullback, and then it continued higher. So maybe I think that's what's happening now, which means we probably got a little bit more downside to go right here, right? Let's come in and hit that 618 around $1.10, right? So this is the new, I mean, it's kind of the same, it's just a more complex diag, right? So instead of this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, this is part of the first wave of the bigger diag that needs to come down to that 618. So 1, 2, and then we need 3, 4, and 5, and then we flag out, right? Then we flag out, then we start our movement. So we still got, you know, this could take till the end of the year before we start, you know, correcting or flagging out. But the way I've drawn it, it's a little big, so you know, anything's really possible between now and the election. I mean, everything's on the table as far as bullish ideas, bearish ideas, but this is kind of the bottoming structure you would expect to see here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Theta. XRP versus Bitcoin looks like it potentially completed that ABC that we've been talking about, ABC, right near the bull market support band. And then if we zoom in here, kind of looks like we have a nice diagonal, so it's looking good here for XRP versus Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you kind of have that 3-wave shape here. Take this whole thing, cut it in half, that's where we're at. I would imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe we hit the low for 5, you know, and then want to see it continue higher. So yeah, that ABC potentially finished. XRP versus Ethereum, It's a little different. It's not as nice looking. I mean, yeah, you could say it's a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. But I'll definitely come back to that. For Ethereum, yeah, it's not interesting at all. We broke this, which was bad, and then we came down, and now we're retesting it as resistance. Exactly the bearish case that we talked about, right? Coming down, breaking this, coming back up, testing it as resistance. So if we can get a bullish correction here and break back above it, great. But if we start continuing impulsing down, it's gonna probably take this low out and get down here to the 618. So it'll be a 618 retrace, and then sort of reevaluate to see, right? Because it could be, right, we have 3 up, it could get 3 down. So 3 up, 3 down, which means you're going to get 5 up or 3 up. So WXY or ABC. But it has to finish this 3-wave move down. And then, yeah, for XRP, probably has to get back down here. A, B, C. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so somewhere down here. And that would be nice to see. I think ICP, ICP is one of those that are actually doing quite well. Damn. It did not, it held the back test zone, number 1, and then number 2, when it came back on this pullback, we're actually back testing this area too. So that's pretty good. That shows some strength. That's what we want to see. Look at that. So yeah, ICP, I mean, the alt market could learn something from ICP, because that's what you want to do. It only had a 3-wave shape. I mean, this still can get really ugly. I mean, it could still be a 5th wave, right? 1, 2, and then you have all of that's 3. This is 4, and now we're starting 5, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divergence between the 4th and the 5th, build a base, break out. So we could still see something like that, but it would still be technically okay, because we're still holding above the backtest zone, above 737. So I really like ICP here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 5, and then let's flag, and then let's go. Or it could be some kind of triangle here. I don't really like it as a triangle, but it doesn't. A, B, C, D, E, down for 5th, and then go. But like I said, I don't really like it as a triangle. So essentially it would be 1, 2, 3, 4th wave triangle, 5. Engine also is doing nice, because it came right back down here, and so did THETA. It came right back down here, and it's back testing it. And we kind of broke out a little bit, and now it's retesting it again. So but also it could be a 4th wave, but it's getting a little big. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. If we're gonna get it, we need to get it now for that 5th wave. If not, then the 5th could be truncated, right? But I would imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and then hopefully a fast reversal. Because early in this morning, actually crypto was doing well. So and again, what a difference a day can make, right? So, it is bearish right now, but it's actually, um, has that potential ending phase here for that fifth. So I think nothing's really changed here as far as the big picture. Now, everything I've been talking about was the small time frames, so let's not get it twisted, right? The larger time frames are still, I'm still liking that. Let's see, total 3. Yeah, so when you look at total 3, the entire altcoin market, there's nothing wrong except we're below the bull market support band. You can see we came up, we hit it, we came back down, hit it, came back down, hit it. As long as we're above the mean, the middle line here, this is how you know alt are stronger than Bitcoin. You can see we're above that middle line. So we came up, we're pulling back. It's actually doing what it needs to do. So really it comes down to two things. I'll just summarize. Number one, we're going to get a 618 retrace right down here. Somewhere in this area. That would be idea number one, the kind of and let me actually go to the daily here. So we have a three-wave move up. Maybe we get a 3-wave move down. We get a 618 retrace, and then we get 5 up and we blast off. And that breaks us out of this, because this is extremely bullish, this daily chart, right? We have overlapping structure, right? We're impulsing to the upside. We're impulsing to the upside, and we're overlapping to the downside in this sort of downward channel, which is bullish, right? It's correct. It's like a bull flag. It's correcting bullishly. So inside that bull flag, you have a lot of bearish small time frame movements like we're getting right now. So again, the first idea would be getting down to the 618. So bounce up a little bit, come back down, and then that's it. Take off. The other idea is to say that this is a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the bottom right here, and then we're gonna come up and get 5 like that, and then we're gonna flag out a little bit and then break out. So really all you need is the downward resistance line here. Let's see, do I like it there or do I like it there? Yeah, I like right here. Okay. Pushing us back into this line, because we really didn't test it here or here. So pushing us into that line, kind of coiling in like a triangle and then breaking out. For example, like what Bitcoin did back over here. This is kind of what we want to see. You see that right here? How we had our, it's basically the same thing. We had our downward channel, right? And we got up to the channel, and now this one actually broke above the channel, but similar thing, right? If I just move it over, just to give us sort of that visual representation, you could see we came up in 3, right? We pulled back, we came up here, and we kind of had a triangle. We coiled in, we got tighter, we broke out, we back tested, and then we continued higher. So total 3, same kind of thing. You got that channel here, see that? And that channel, let's find our footing, get back to the top here, and kind of coil inside that triangle and break out. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. For that diagonal play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, consolidate, break out. Or it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, get down here to the 6, 1, 8, and then continue. Right? Because I think this, I mean, the way it's correcting here, W, X, Y, X, Z, that's a bullish correction for a fourth wave. But we need this wave to get, we really need that wave to get 5, or at least get us above this downward resistance line. So, but yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of a bearish day today, but you can see the dojis. Look at the dojis. The dojis are coming in, and they're coming in where you would expect them to, right here at the backtest level, which is a good thing, right? And then we're almost got that fifth wave. I mean, it could be done now. It could be truncated, right? So 1, 2, 3. I mean, you could even say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the fifth wave. And now what is that? That's a 3-wave move with an impulse down. So maybe it's bigger, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So I think somewhere in here we want to see a bounce, and then tomorrow we're going to think, okay, how does this bounce go up? Does it go up impulsively? Does it go up correctively? How does it transpire? And then that will give us an edge, because we know what this wave is. We know that's an impulse, right? So that'll do it for this video. Keep it short, keep it simple. So one more time, 618 down here, or get that fifth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, C, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's all gonna happen right here. What's gonna happen? Honestly, I need to wait and see how this day closes. I want to see if we get that fifth wave. I want to, and before we even go down there, right? If we were gonna have a 618 retrace of this wave right here. So let me just put that line. Actually, I'll put it in the golden zone right there. So, and then that actually breaks below that liquidity. I think that's where we're going, guys, because there's a lot of liquidity under there. So how we get there is, my guess is probably we get a fifth wave, we pull back in 3, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we build a base, and then we continue higher. That's what I would imagine. And then what we have is a 3, 3, and then let's get 5, and then hopefully that 5 can really break us out. So yeah, that's kind of the main idea. Now, or we have that fifth and we start kind of impulsing to the upside, getting that fifth wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's the thing. Those are the two main ideas right there. Bounce up, come down, or fifth wave, go up. So we'll see. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers. By the way, hit that like button if you can, and drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Are you buying the dips? Are you kind of waiting on the sidelines? Yeah, so anyways, take care. I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.